Okay, welcome to the critical period constitution test. Question number one is based on the quote from James Madison. Just answer the following question. In this passage, Madison argues for the governing principle known as 1. Checks and balances, 2. Representative government, 3. Executive privilege, or 4. Popular sovereignty. Question 2. The authors of the Constitution established a bicameral legislature primarily because they wish states to retain their absolute sovereignty, reach a compromise between large states and the small states over representation, hoped to weaken the power of Congress, or wanted to create an independent judiciary elected by the people. Question number 3. Which statement best illustrates the meaning of federalism? All citizens enjoy the basic rights of freedom of speech, press, religion, and assembly. The Constitution delegates certain powers to the national government but reserves other powers for the states. Number 3, the Constitution can be changed by amendments ratified by Congress. Or 4, the House of Reps has the power to impeach the president, and the Senate has the power to conduct an impeachment trial. Question 4. Base your answer to this question on the chart below in Knowledge of Social Studies. Which aspect of governmental power is best illustrated by both examples in the chart? Is this federalism, checks and balances, states' rights, or judicial review? Number 5. Which statement most accurately describes the principle of federalism? 1. States have the power to review national laws. 2. The ultimate power is given to the voters. 3. Power is divided between national and state governments. Or 4. Power is shared by the two political parties. Question 6. The power of the president to veto laws and the power of the House of Reps to impeach are both examples of federalism, unwritten constitution, executive privilege, or checks and balances. Question 7. A fundamental principle of Republican form of government is that hereditary rulers are the legitimate possessors of political power. Legislation must be passed by the elected representatives of the people. Laws should be created directly by the citizens, or governments are not responsible for protecting individual rights. Question 8. One way the original Constitution of the U.S. addressed the issue of congressional representation was by not counting women as part of the state's population for representation, counting 3/5 of the enslaved population when determining representation, setting a 4-year term of office for all members of Congress, or giving every state the same number of representatives in the House. Question 9. Anti-Federalists insisted that a Bill of Rights be added to the Constitution in order to grant more power to Congress, provide a method of settling disputes between states, prevent states from denying individuals the right to vote, or protect individual rights from the power of the central government. Question 10. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 was important to the United States history because it established a method for 1. Admitting new states to the Union, 2. Promoting diplomatic relations with foreign nations, 3. Funding international improvements, or 4. Securing ports of the Pacific coast. Question 11. Federalism, separation of powers, and checks and balances are constitutional principles that directly 1. Empower more voters, 2. Restrict individual liberties, 3. Involve citizens in the governing process, or 4. Reduce the concentration of governmental power. Number 12. Which heading best completes the partial outline below? Okay. So we're looking for what would go on top of this national government unable to levy direct taxes, no single national currency, and lack of an elected chief official or chief executive. What would be going on top to group these together? Is it weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation, provisions of the United States Constitution, influence of treaties with European governments?